What's up everybody, Justin with Everything Aquarium here for another aquarium related video. And I say aquarium related because it is not an aquarium video directly, but it is a product review, and that product is that you see right here, Seachem Flourish. It's the comprehensive supplement for the planet aquarium. It contains micro elements, trace elements, and other nutrients. So I hope this video helps some of you guys out. I hope you can get some information from it. I'm going to do the best to explain what it's all about. But before I do, I want to ask you guys if you could leave a like, comment, and subscribe. That would be awesome. You can leave a comment about anything. Doesn't have to be about the video, anything you want. And yeah, subscribe if you can. We're almost at that 1,000 mark. That's my goal for this this month. Hopefully we can hit it. We're really close. We'll see what we can do. Anyways, guys, enough talking. Let me jump right into the review. All right, everybody. I hope this is a good little backdrop for this video. This is where we're going to be talking about the Flourish. So, Seachem Flourish. Right here, I got a 250 milliliter bottle. Here it is for size reference in my hand. This bottle will treat, let's see here, if I can read it, 400 liters, or, let me peel the sticker off, 100 US gallons for an extended period, obviously because it's dosed based off of a weekly basis, 4 to 6 months. 250 milliliters treats 100 gallons for 4 to 6 months if you use it at the minimum recommended dose. And that's based off of the 1 capful for each 60 US gallons, or 5 milliliters for 60 US gallons. So if you want to break that down, that is, if my math is correct, don't quote me, a little bit less than 1 milliliter per 10 gallons. So if I'd want to dose this 20-gallon tank, which has extra plants, I would dose somewhere around 1.7 milliliters if I did my math correctly when I originally started up this tank some time ago. So wanted to get that out of the way because I know a lot of people ask, and I want to answer that question right off the bat for you guys. That way you don't have to wait. 1 capful treats 60 gallons, 5 mil per 60 gallons. They also have the chart on Amazon if you want to look this up, which is where I purchase mine all the time. That's the cheapest place you can find it. Seachem Flourish on Amazon. You can find the dosing chart right in the photos, as long as you're buying it from Seachem directly on Amazon. They should have that photo in there. So, to break down this supplement real fast, I want to just explain one thing to you first off. My tanks are a little bit different. This is a planted tank with an inert substrate. This is sand. It doesn't alter the water parameters. This smaller nano tank over here has a nutrient-rich substrate, volcanic clay or whatever the heck it's made out of. I'm not sure. Some type of something like that. I don't remember. But it is not an inert. It will alter your water column in the sense that it adds nutrients to the water column. And adding that Flourish to that can create a little bit of a disaster if you're not well informed or knowledgeable on how to balance nutrients properly in the aquarium. For instance, if I add whatever the measurement would be, this is 3.7 gallons, so a very small amount, not even half a milliliter. It could alter the water column and cause a bigger algae spike in here than it would perhaps here, because nothing in here is altering the water column in the sense of adding nutrients rather than, you know, fish waste itself. So my biggest tip on that to start off with is have a simple scape. And if you're new to the Planet Aquarium course, this is for you guys. Have a simple scape. Don't go all out with the nutrient-rich substrate and all that stuff right off the bat. Unless you really want to, you can do whatever you want. But this is just a tip again. That way you're not trying to balance out nutrients, because it is very hard to do and it takes some skill. I don't want to discourage you from it, but start somewhere, start simple, start on a decent sized scale. You don't want to start on something too small like that either, because you're going to alter your parameters. And altering parameters in a 3-gallon tank is a lot easier to do than a 20-gallon tank, in the sense that it's easier to make a mistake in this tank than it is this tank. That's why they tell you to start larger on salt water than smaller. If I mess up 10% of that water in that tank, that might only be half a gallon. If I mess up 10% of water on this tank, it's only 0.1 of a gallon, so it's a very small amount of water I could alter on here versus on here. It's easier to do. So start off on a little bit of a larger scale with an inert substrate. If that's the only thing you take away from it, then I'll be happy. Again, worst comes to worst, you're going to have an algae outbreak. It's not the end of the world, but to avoid it, that's some steps you can take. Back to the Flourish, comprehensive supplement for the Planet Aquarium. We will talk a little bit about what's in it. It has nitrogen, it has phosphate, it has potash, calcium, magnesium, sulfur, boron, cobalt, copper. This is an all-in-one. This even has iron in it, which is very beneficial, especially to red plants. It doesn't have the maximum amount that your tank may require or the plant itself may require, but it has enough to guarantee that you're going to get better coloration with this supplement than without. For instance, if I were to not use this and just have a tank itself with some red plants, you may get a greener, lime greener, or maybe even a brown hue. If I add this, it's going to add in that necessary iron, and it could very much brighten that red color in that tank. Also, this does have micro elements, which are your smaller elements that are hard to find, which is that, don't quote me on this, the smaller stuff toward the bottom of the list here, which is the 0.0007% stuff, 0.0009. Those are probably going to be your micros and macros and stuff like that. We'll go over this statement here. It's a comprehensive plant supplement for the natural freshwater aquarium. It contains a rich assortment of important microelements, trace elements, and other nutrients, which include calcium, magnesium, iron, and other important elements that have been shown to be beneficial to aquatic plants. And then it also tells you on here for a macro element, Flourish nitrogen is what you should be using, Flourish phosphate or Flourish potassium as needed. Flourish is safe for invertebrates and shrimp. Yes, you can use this with shrimp and invertebrates, which stands for crayfish, crabs, anything that has a hard shell on the outside. This should be safe to use. This is a 250 milliliter bottle, and it costed me about, I think it was $9 when I got it. It was on sale, I'm pretty sure. This bottle's a little bit old, so I don't remember exactly. But 250 ml bottle is a good start. It'll last you some time, and you should be able to have a good shelf life with this stuff as long as you put it in a cold, dark place, or cool, dark place, and out of a hot area. It is very foamy, so just a light shake is all I would recommend. If you do too much, it actually can foam up on you, because it is, like I said, it has all those nutrients and stuff in there. It's a dark green color, not that it matters, you can see it on the side of the bottle. And the way I like to dose with this is, I like to take a syringe with a long nose and either suck it straight out of the bottle itself if it's full enough, like so, just like that. Or if it's not full enough, which it's not now, I will dump a little bit into the cap and then suck it out of there, and I'll get my measurement directly off of my syringe. Quick note on this stuff, it's very messy. It is easy to clean up, but it is messy. So if I were to try to pour this into this cap right now, it's going to immediately drip down the bottle all the way to the end and drip all the way over here if I'm trying to aim here. So either do this over a paper towel, over a sink, or directly over something else. Don't do it over your direct open water fish tank, because it's going to spill in there and you're going to add way too much. You're going to have an algae outbreak. That is a quick tip that I had to learn the hard way one time. Don't overdose it. Start off small and you'll be fine. Dose less than you need to. This recommends once or twice a week. Start off on once a week if you're just now getting into this style of aquarium hobby, or this side of the aquarium hobby, as in planetscapes and stuff like that. Underdosing is a lot better than overdosing. The plants are not going to die if they run out of nutrients immediately. They're not going to immediately die, but if you have too much, they're going to thrive, yes, but you're going to also create an algae outbreak. An algae outbreak could be bad, because if you're not able to tame it, the algae outbreak will suck up all the nutrients, and then it will starve the plants. And every time you add that, the algae is going to get it first. Then you'll be fighting two battles to try to feed your plants and get rid of the algae so that your plants can be fed. So again, if there's one more takeaway from this video, please underdose rather than overdose. You do not even have to dose the full amount. Start off smaller. Most of the plants that you start with as a beginner aquarist are going to be beginner plants that do not need an extreme amount of, hence the supplements. A lot of nitrogen, a lot of phosphates, a lot of stuff like that, or phosphorus, excuse me, potash, calcium. Your beginner plants don't need everything under the sun, especially stuff like anubias and java fern. Those get your nutrients from the water column anyways, so you can completely skip out on the nutrient-rich substrate, such as I have in there. Again, the reason for the inert substrate in here. It was supposed to be an epiphyte style tank. So enough about the tanks. One last thing to say about this is this may be the only chemical you really need in your fish room when it comes to fertilizing your plants. I see no other necessary need to go out of your way, especially on a simple tank, a low-tech style tank, to dose any other elements. This will take care of mostly everything. So start with this, work your way up, do your research, and you should be safe. Anyways, guys, that's it for now. Shout out to Seachem. I'm not sponsored, but they make great products, and I am thankful that I found Seachem Flourish. My tanks are now literally flourishing, even though they're brand new. So once they grow in, we'll come back and check it out at a later date. Again, hey guys, subscribe if you can. We're almost at 1,000. Leave a like, share, comment. Doesn't have to be about the video. Anything you want to comment on. That's it for now, guys. We'll see you later.